Let's get this bad boy started. See you in 2.
I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one, not sober, I'm on one.
Matthew Stafford is the top 6 quarterback in the league. What has he done besides throw jump balls to Calvin Johnson? What has he done? He's got a new uniform now? So they're going to put him at number 8? Matthew Stafford out the list. Just take him out the list and you can throw Kirk Cousins there. Even at number 10. I'd still put him above. No, I'll leave him at number 10.
You walk in, you're going to sit here and tell me you pick Kirk Cousins over Matthew Stafford to come out of the goddamn tunnel with you, Borba? Are we being serious?
Yeah, dude. Matthew Stafford hasn't really beat.
That's like that Max Killer
Vikings like twice.
Matthew Stafford has kept an entire organization from being sold out of Detroit. The city of Detroit lives on Matthew Stafford. They eat because of Matthew Stafford. They still have a lion as a logo because of Matthew Stafford. That's slander that you're putting on him, Borba, just to defend Kirk Cousins? What are we doing?
No.
Can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way. I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one, not sober, I'm on one. Get closer, I'm on one. I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me. Come over, I'm on one, not sober, I'm on one. Get closer, I'm on one, yeah.
What up, JB? Good morning, fellas. Appreciate you guys joining us.
What's going on?
Some little speaking out loud. It's beautiful weather out here in Roswell, New Mexico. We got hoodies on because our houses are probably cold. Yeah, I'm assuming yours is a little chilly.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Not too bad.
JB, week 18, NFL playoffs next week, wild card weekend. Hey, how do you feel about the 18-week season?
I actually kind of like it. You'd expect like more injuries and stuff. You're like kind of questionable. The only thing I don't like is like how there's like so many records on the line. Like there needs to be an asterisk now. I feel like with the records and everything, but I think the plan was like to create, like you saw kind of like teams recuperate like during the season. Like they made a little run. Like you see the Dolphins make a little run. Like they're like teams like that. Like they find their identity later on, and like they're in the playoff hunt, and it just makes more exciting for week 18 football. Yeah, for the end of the year. So I think it accomplished its job. I think it'll be good. So it was good this year.
Yeah, definitely. There's probably a couple scenarios where the NFL probably would have loved it a little bit more. Like, for example, if Green Bay loses just to the Browns, or even to you guys last week, if Kirk Cousins doesn't get COVID, I think like that would have set up a crazier weekend, because then Dallas would have been playing for something last night. They would probably been playing for the first seed. Well, assuming they didn't lose to Arizona or whatever. But anyways, I agree with you 100%.
There's plenty of like crazy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's just more teams in the hunt. Like I think like the AFC, like there was like 5-6 teams in the hunt just this last week. So I think it just created more good football towards the end of the season. There could have been even more, if the Vikings don't disappoint everyone or just teams like that. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about last night real quick. I know the games really didn't matter, but Kansas City kind of got smacked in the mouth. They didn't really expect that, huh?
Yeah, and it's not like Drew Lock played that bad either. And Vic Fangio also got fired a little while ago. Like that's some coaching news.
First coach to go, right? Matt.
First guy. Nagy, Zimmer, probably a couple other guys, but yeah, I don't know if Kansas City was just playing just to finish the season. Like I don't know. I only saw highlights. I didn't get to see the whole game. But I did see some plays Drew Lock made. He looked decent. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So, I don't know. Something about the Chiefs.
I watched most of it. I missed like the second quarter, but I watched the second half of it. I think I don't think we can trust anybody in the NFL right now. I think this Week 18 season helped out the Green Bay Packers, if it's helped out anybody, because now they just Earl just sent me a message saying they got their center back coming into the playoffs. Then Bakhtiari's coming back. Then Jair Alexander's coming back. So they just got people coming back left and right. Are they going to perform? That's a question that's yet to be answered. We're going to probably see them get a little bit of playtime today, and then they obviously got the bye to get even more healthy. But you just can't trust anybody, right? Like we thought Dallas, for example, Dallas Cowboys. I saw someone someone tagged me in the thing that said Dak Prescott's a Kirk Cousins, but more popular. Hey, that's a conversation we might fucking have to have here in about a week or two. That is a conversation.
Yeah, I just don't put pressure on you guys like you put pressure on me and Kirk Cousins. Come on, man.
but you have to. But
you have to. You have to
have the same energy whenever you do have to have this conversation. So I'm not an idiot. Yeah. I'm not an idiot. I'm realistic when it comes to the game here. I do understand that there's potentially a possibility that conversation may have to come up, and that's okay. But it also depends what your expectations are. For me, coming into the season, my expectations weren't win. I think everybody's expectations are win the Super Bowl, right? Like you want your team to win the Super Bowl. But realistically, for me, I felt like Dallas needs to get over the hump in the playoffs. Let's at least get to the NFC Championship game, and then let's see what happens. Get to the dance, get to the NFC Championship game, and let's see what happens there. But you can't trust anybody right now. I mean, even with the Green Bay Packers, there's moments with it, as explosive as that offense is, there's moments where they get really stagnant. Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers. Penalties, I think there's a lack of discipline on a lot of these teams, especially teams like the Cowboys and Arizona Cardinals, who lead the league in penalties, and they shoot themselves in the own foot, especially Dallas. We're driving down on Arizona. There's probably 3 or 4 or 5 drives, offsides, ruin the entire drive. Momentum after a deep pass, after big play, 40-yard pass to Michael Gallup, holding, bring that shit back. Those are drive killers. And I think that's what Dallas, I think that's what Mike McCarthy himself needs to fucking figure out. How the fuck are we in week 18 about to go into the playoffs and we still have a lack of discipline at the line of scrimmage? That shit does not make sense to me. I was also watching film I don't want to say film because it's not like I had the angle from the film angle, but we rewatched that Arizona Cowboys game, and there's a lot of plays that I don't know how scripted they are. But there's a lot of plays where I think Dak needs to be a little bit more patient and wait for Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb to create that opening, because he gets to the check down so quick. There was a couple. There was one even yesterday. There was a play where Zeke. It was 39, I think, and then Zeke was the outlet. If he would have just waited one more split second, he had time in the pocket. If he would have waited one more split second, Amari Cooper was coming on slant, but he checked down left to Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel came up a yard short. Amari Cooper was wide fucking open. I mean, there's open field too, probably 20-yard play. I think that's something that we're going to hopefully see from Dak, is a little bit more patience in the pocket and then creating that big play, because that's something that Dallas is missing right now, is that explosiveness. Right. But as far as trusting anybody, JB, fuck, man, I don't know. I mean, after seeing the Chiefs yesterday, these last couple of weeks, I still don't think that offense is back in Kansas City. I don't. I know everybody's kind of hyped up on that.
It's going to be interesting.
Little brother Mahomes dance.
You just haven't seen it. Yeah, the thing is, you just haven't seen it consistently, and you don't know if they can just flip that switch on, or if there's really a problem.
The intro to the video is me arguing with you about Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins. I thought Matthew Stafford's the guy, but as of late, 3 interceptions a game. We can't. How are we supposed to win? How is Sean McVay supposed to be confident in his quarterback when he's doing the same shit that the guy that he sent out of town to Detroit, to the worst organization in the National Football League? How is he supposed to trust to make the type of play calls that he wants to make with Matthew Stafford fucking giving the rock to the other team? I personally myself, I don't know if it's like a bias. I don't want to say bias. I don't know if it's a personal thing for myself that I just like Matthew Stafford because he's a dog, but I feel like he's gonna get it, and I think we're gonna see a little bit of that today. And as I get into that, let's talk about that San Francisco's Rams matchup. So the scenario for that game, JB, is if San Francisco wins, it's pretty simple. You're in. You win and you're in. Jimmy G. Yep. This is your time. This is your chance to redeem yourself. I think 49ers are in a perfect situation here too. If Jimmy G balls out, that stock that we were talking about at the beginning of the season is going to go up, right?
Yep.
But again, The guy can't fucking stay healthy. What do you think's gonna happen in that game?
It's interesting because Jimmy G's got that thumb injury, which is painful. Like it definitely affects how you grip the ball, how you throw the ball, all that kind of stuff. Maybe the velocity on your passes, how quick the passes get there, and all that stuff. So it's interesting, like how limited he might actually be. Like he probably gets like shots probably before the game and stuff like that. Like I don't know, but that's definitely going to affect him. As far as like the game, like what you win and you're in, but I don't know if they can pull it off. I don't know. They always play. I think they won the first matchup, so I think they got a good chance. Like they match up good against the Rams. Like that whole division, they know how to play each other. There's not one team that dominates that division, no matter who it is. If the Seahawks are on top one year, it's always going back and forth. So
they have a winning record. Sean McVay has a winning
record. Yeah, and
I mean, not McVay, what's his name? Shanahan has a winning record against Sean McVay.
Yeah, so they know how to play him good. They match up well against them. And
JB, what do you think about this? I was telling Earl, I was talking to him this morning, like, because he's like, who would you rather play, the Saints or San Francisco? Like, I still think you want to avoid San Francisco, right? Like, they're pretty good. Like that deep. I was telling him that
San Francisco, because a defense can take over a game, like at certain points, and like it could just stop your offense for like drives and drives and drives. Like how like offenses get stagnant. So like if you have that plus a running game going for you, like if you're San Francisco, like you can pretty much beat anyone, especially in the NFC. You never know. Like you never know. Like they got the physicality to upset a team like the Packers. They've done it before. They're not as dominant as they were a couple years ago, but you saw what they did. And if it comes together like that, they could beat anyone. So they got a good formula in San Francisco. It's just it all comes back to Jimmy G. Like, can he manage the game good? Can their team not fall behind? You don't want this team playing behind. But they have playoff football. You know what I mean? Like they can handle that. Any team in the NFC, they can handle any team in the NFC. They can match up well against them.
That defense, like I was telling them, and exactly what you said. They can be really good. The defense that we were used to seeing is obviously the defense that got them to a Super Bowl, that gave them a chance to win a Super Bowl. Is it that same defense? No, but San Francisco still has a defense that can get them to an NFC Championship game. It could probably even get them to the Super Bowl because they do hold offenses really well. But that it all comes down to that running game. Can they be consistent running the ball? And what's fucking crazy is Deebo Samuel seems to be a guy that can take over a game himself. It's almost like he has that
down. It's kind of crazy.
Where you really don't know.
It's kind of crazy.
He can just kind of ball out at any point in the game.
Yeah, like he's literally, you don't see too many guys in the league that can play wide receiver and also, run the ball and like in like physicality like Deebo Samuel. Like it kind of reminds me of like Percy Harvin back in the day, kind of like what Cordell Patterson's doing, with the Falcons, how they use him. Like you don't see too many wide receivers that make an impact like that in the ground game, and being a receiver as well. Like it's so different. Like that takes skill, man.
I don't want to get.
They're using them good.
Just pivot real quick. Trade Dak, go all in on Rodgers or Wilson if he performs horribly in the playoffs. I'm all in for getting motherfucking the goddess of the gods.
Don't even talk. That's so stupid. Rodgers.
I'm okay with it. I would love for Dallas to go do that, but there's no trade clause.
There's just no way that's gonna happen. There's no way.
Yeah, unless something happens with that relationship and Dak's like, I want out, it's not gonna happen. So I think we can shut the door to that comment there. We got Casey, Pats Nation, baby. Pats, they're in, huh? That's going to be interesting with the Patriots too. I think defensively, obviously, with Bill Belichick, they can get something done. But it comes back down to matchups. I think if they get the Bills in the first round, I think it's a see you later. But I think it's a win for the Patriots. I think the Patriots show they probably got a guy there at quarterback. And one thing is why did we? Oh, I didn't think the Patriots were going to suck because they had fucking 95 players sitting out from COVID the previous year. So they just had a whole year.
They still got a defense. Like, yeah.
And now they got
a
some
solid
weapons there.
defense.
They spent a little bit of money on the offense for Mac Jones, which is perfect. Obviously, this would be a whole different team if they had Cam Newton. They'd probably really suck. I feel bad for Cam Newton. I was hoping that he had a little run here towards the end with Carolina, but it seems like that's coming down crashing. But I like the Patriots, man. I don't know that they win the playoff game. Obviously they can. I'm not gonna be a hater here, but I think that the only reason I think they can is because how wishy-washy everybody is. You really don't know what's gonna happen. But back to the Rams and Niners. Who you got?
I would not be surprised to see, the 49ers upset. But so if the Rams win, they'll be the second seed, huh? Right?
No, if the Bucks lose, the Bucks gotta lose.
Oh, Bucks gotta lose, so they'll be the third seed, right? I believe.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much kind of locked. This team, the Rams, will go as far as Matt Stafford takes them. But the thing is, like right now in the regular season, like he's getting bailed out because he's got a solid defense. He's got a defense to back him up, and their offense is like opportunistic. Like they can score, they can hit you like quick. So that's the thing that makes the Rams kind of a tricky team to figure out. Like if Stafford's on his game, then I feel like they're the best team in the NFC. Like when he's on his game, like they just have superstars that can make plays everywhere. Like they're a tough team to stop. Like it's kind of my favorite if Matt Stafford's on his game. But I just don't think he's like that type of I don't know. We just haven't seen it. So it's something that's like still up in the air. So as far as the matchup today, I think 49ers come out hard. I think they might win the game. It'll probably be close. I would probably take them by a field goal today. Like probably.
Yeah.
A division matchup like that.
I like the Rams. I would like to see San Francisco win. My brother's a big Niners fan, so I'd like to see them in the playoffs. Obviously, I'd like to avoid them in the playoffs if possible. But they're the team that I want them in the playoffs over the Saints because the 49ers are a team that I think can take out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I think it's another team, right, you don't really want to see in the playoffs. But matchup-wise, they're going to give the Bucs a problem. They're going to give Green Bay a problem. San Francisco is going to give a lot of teams a problem in the playoffs. So, for me, I want to avoid them. But at the same time, kind of want them because they're probably going to take out a solid team or two. I think the Rams win today, though. You're giving me a Jimmy Garoppolo that's not 100%. I don't think a Jimmy Garoppolo that's not 100% is that great. I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason that they drafted Trey Lance there in the first round and moved up to make that happen is because they don't necessarily have the confidence in the quarterback that they have right now. With that being said, I see San Francisco missing the playoffs because the Rams got to win the division. Because if the Rams don't win, they do move down to the wild card spot. And Arizona winning today would give them the division and move them up to the third spot. So I don't see the Rams giving this one away. This one is going to come down to the Rams, and the odds are pretty decent. I think it's at 3.5. I would smack that. I would smack the Rams covering here.
Yeah, you're probably right, honestly. Yeah, thinking about it.
But JB, that's not the only good bet that I have today. What I had last night was amazing. I had this wonderful gift that I bought for my wife for her birthday from Sassy Tacos. Bro, let me show you this. Ooh. Look at the creativeness. Ooh. Whoa.
Golly.
Sassy Tacos.
That's fire.
They got a special going on right now for Valentine's for my dudes out there that are watching the show. Grab yourself a drink. Order yourself or order your girl or your wife this. She's gonna love it. The food's great, and look at the picture. Like that's beautiful. The setup of it was gorgeous. It's got all the side. It's got the salsa. It's got the cilantro. It's got the onions. It's got the cheese and the meats.
However you want it.
It's got the little roses, and it has a little slap of chocolate on there for you, just to get the taste buds going at the end. Yeah. So Sassy Tacos, check them out for Valentine's. They got a special, and typically their truck is across the street from Papa John's. Borba, get a bet. Got Borba. All right, JB, let's fucking talk about this. We can't avoid. I didn't make the edits. I have the edits. I will post them after the show today, but
I need proof, dude.
I've been getting harassed.
What they
For this one. Yeah, bro, you owe. I mean, so there's 2 bets that you kind of owe that you're in debt for. There's $100. So either you're avoiding Earl for the next couple weeks, months, years, and not pay him $100.
I thought it was a wash. Like I thought it was good. That's why I wasn't stressing. Like I knew we were gonna lose. I was like, I thought I watched it.
Yeah, so you definitely owe 100 there. It's up to you how you're gonna deal with that situation.
Yeah.
But I'm getting harassed about it. I don't know why I'm getting harassed about it. I didn't make the bet, but it happened on our show, so I get why he is kind of getting at me about it. So I suggest, paying your debts. That's what you do, because if you were in the Irish mob, you know what would happen. They probably nip a ball or two. But JB, pay the debt. The other debt is you said we're gonna bald the head.
Dude, we had a few beers. I was just talking. Dude. Can I
play the audio here?
Yeah, you can. Go for it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. And if we don't win the division, I'll do another bet. I'll do another bet. I'll shave my head. I'll shave it all.
Dude, no, dude. I can't do that one.
If we do not win the division, I'm shaving everything. You saw it first. Clip it.
Oh my god, why did I say that, dude? That was a few beers deep by then, dude.
You saw it here first. Clip it.
No, dude. I can't. I just can't. No. Oh. See, dude, I already did. It just grew out. It already grew out, dude. That was from 3 weeks ago.
No disrespect, but you do look like a cancer patient. But
yeah, I look
shout
pretty
out to
rough,
those,
dude. I can't
cancer.
do that. Shout out to those with cancer.
I mean, not like that, but you know what I mean. Prayers.
What the heck, dude?
Yo, shout out to I do know a person that beat breast cancer. It's Vincent's mom, Miss Lisa. I don't know if she wants me to be. But she beat cancer a long time ago. So shout out to her, man, staying strong, killing it. That's amazing. Here's another one real quick though. Here's another edit for you guys. Borba.
But I think we're gonna win the finals. I'm not shaving my head though, because I only got a couple years left in this hair.
Yeah, you do look like Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
Nah, you look like LeBron. Oh shit, LeBron's coming off. You look like an older version of Trae Young.
You calling Cheats Trae older version of Trae Young had me dead.
Dang, dude.
That shit was funny. All right, JB, there's another big game. Sorry to get distracted there. You do owe debt though. There's the bald head and there's $100. I'm okay with you not balding your head, but you got to pay that $100 debt because can't be making bets if you can't pay them, Borba.
I know, dude.
And it's not even that you don't have the money; it's an ego thing for your ass. It's the booty.
It's an ego, dude.
Your asshole
it's a wash, dude. It's a wash.
That booty hole.
It's a wash, dude.
All right. Let's talk about the Raiders Chargers. Another big game here. Raiders Chargers. The Raiders, it's confusing, right? Everything that they've been through.
You're always asking, where next?
Whoa.
Capital One has a new class of travel card for you.
Sorry. We have nothing to do with Capital One.
Yeah, we're not.
Cool, that'd be cool. Hey, all right. So Chucky, the character from Chucky and Derek Carr. I mean, we don't know what they are. It's confusing, right? But at the same time, Justin Herbert, people made the comparison of him and Joey Burrow. I think we got to shut that up for right now because Joey Burrow is already sitting in the front in the driver's seat with his division title, smoking his cigar, awaiting a hell of a matchup next week. I mean, what do you think? What's your thoughts on Justin Herbert and the Chargers? What kind of pressure are we putting on him this year?
I think there's got to be more pressure. I think there's definitely more pressure. People are writing off, Raiders halfway through the season. They started off pretty good, and then they collapse again like how they always do. But they're just dogs. They've fought for wins. Derek Carr. I mean, he's leading the league in passing, I think, first or second, something like that. He's doing what he needs to do for his team to win. So there's definitely 100% more pressure on the Chargers, and I feel like Justin Herbert definitely, like, you're supposed to make the playoffs this year, and when it's coming down to the last game, I mean, like the favorite's got to be Joey Burrow. Like at this point, like, you know, in that QB draft class, like he's balling, he's doing what he can, you know, already taking off the Ravens, taking off the Steelers, taking out the Browns, like all that. Like, I mean, AFC North champs, dude. Like Joey Burrow, like he's doing his thing in Cincinnati. So you expect to kind of see the same thing out of Justin Herbert. Like he's got good weapons. He's got a good defense. It's like, I think you've seen too many inconsistent play out of Justin Herbert this year. A lot of forced throws. Other than that, like he can make every throw. It's just the team though, like I don't know, it's just that kind of culture. They lose close games. They drop close games. It's always been like that in for the Chargers, like their culture. So that it's just there's definitely 100% more pressure.
You know what's confusing to me is that so they fired their head coach last year, right? Because
of just not getting the wins. Like you're just not finishing games and things like that. Yeah.
And how are we still in that same situation? Like I thought that was the whole purpose of firing the coach, was to fix that situation. Did they make the wrong decision in the coaching, or it's too early? It's probably too early, right?
I think it's too early. Yeah. There's definitely, you know, there's holes on that team. Like besides Justin Herbert not playing consistent, their defense, you know, gives up a lot of yards in the ground. You know, it's just they got holes on their team that haven't really been fixed yet. So it's just, are they a good team? Yeah. Are they like a, you know, I would still pick Cincinnati over them, like a team like that, or you know, some teams like that. Like I expect the Raiders to win today. Like that's why I kind of upset for the day. Like everything they've been through. Like why not just pull off this last win, get into the playoffs? You know, I think they could pull it off today. So it's just something about, I don't know. There's just a few like big holes in that Chargers team that needs to get fixed. I think Justin Herbert needs to become more a consistent thrower. Quit forcing the ball in certain situations. Like, and they just take. The offensive line has been kind of shaky for some reason in the passing game, and that's kind of hurt them too. So when we've matched up against them, we were in the backfield all day. I don't know how, but I mean, we didn't have Daniil Hunter, we didn't have Everson Griffin, and we were still getting to Justin Herbert. So like they got a few holes that they need to patch up.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not paying enough attention to the Chargers here, and maybe I'm a complete idiot by saying this, but I just don't feel like they have a balanced enough offense. Like
it's kind of that way too. They don't have that power back, like that kind of guy that can control the ground game. They don't have that type of guy either.
Because you look at the Bengals, right? Joe Mixon's he's pretty solid.
He can do that. Yeah, he can do that.
Solid.
100%.
A guy that you do have to pay attention to whenever you're studying the opposite team. You do.
They have a good balance.
Consider Joe Mixon being in the backfield, and who do they got? They got Cam Akers, right?
Who?
The Chargers?
Chargers? No, that's Rams have Cam Akers. They have Austin Eckler. He's like a undrafted guy, kind of a receiving back. He's a scat back type of dude.
He's kind of like Lindsey, right? He had like one solid year, and then Philip Lindsay, the Broncos guy. Now he's not with the Broncos anymore.
Well, he kind of took over the lead. You know, it was kind of Melvin Ingram's, Melvin Gordon's show. You know, and for the Chargers, they gave him he signed with the Broncos. So Austin Eckler became that guy. They had backups. They kind of were like a running back committee type of team, but Austin Eckler was their go-to guy. Like he's the first, second down back kind of sometimes. So, and especially third back, he's definitely a third down back, can catch out of the backfield. You know, you can put him out wide. He's not that type of guy that's going to pound you between the tackles, you know, 20, 25 times a game. Like they don't have that type of runner on their team right now. So that could be kind of hurting him too, you know, to kind of control the game. And you need that for kind of a young quarterback, you know. So that's what Burrow has, and Joe Mixon. that's what you see all these other guys, especially in the AFC. Like that's what you see Carson Wentz with working right now, Jonathan Taylor. You need that type of running back that can kind of control the game, go off, get big runs. Have the defense respect you. And that, when we matched up against the Chargers, we didn't respect their run game. Like they didn't really hurt us at all in the run game, which we're awful in the run game. Yeah, like they're awful in the run game. So they need that type of running back presence that will smash mouth football.
If you're here's my answer to this. I'm picking the Raiders. I'm picking the Raiders because they got that dog mentality. I mean, if you want anybody to go out and fight with you, you want a scrapper. You want someone that's going to take a couple hits right in the fucking mouth because they're going to be able to return 3 or 4. And I think that's exactly who the Oakland Raiders are. Am I confident? Am I going to go ahead and put a G on this or $100 or $10, whatever your tax bracket is? Probably not, because that's how close of a game this is. This is 100% a coin flip, because if some way, somehow, the Chargers find it in their hearts, in their fucking brains to maybe run the rock a little bit more and be a little bit more consistent about it, the Chargers can definitely win this game. Let's not act like the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders, excuse me. Let's not act like they just have this stout ass defense that's going to clog the holes there. I don't think so. This is going to be a shootout. Probably bet the over. That's where I would sit at. And then let it ride. But I do think the Oakland Raiders come up on top, and I think the Chargers just come up a little bit short. I may be wrong here, but I don't see the Chargers doing anything.
It's one of those games.
Yeah, I don't see the Chargers doing anything in the playoffs other than a 1 and see ya later. And maybe they match up against Joe Burrow so Joe Burrow can shut the fucking conversation up and let them know who's the real fucking man. Sit back with this guitar, his cigar, and enjoy the playoffs. Because I don't think Justin Herbert should be put in that conversation just yet. Is it ceiling high? Yeah, but don't give it. Don't. I know what the expectations are, but don't judge him or don't put him in those conversations based off of potential, because potential gets you fired. That's a quote that they say. I don't know who says it, but that's a quote that they use a lot on the Pat McAfee show that coaches say is potential gets you fired, right?
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, these coaches may not ever see the potential of a quarterback because they may be gone in a year or two because they were waiting on someone to blossom. Nah, baby.
NFL, not for long.
There you go. JB, Tennessee Titans have a game today, obviously. With Kansas City winning yesterday, they're awaiting this game because of the scenario that's going on. If Tennessee wins, they get the number 1 seed, plain and simple, right? If they lose, Kansas City moves up to the number 1 seed and they get a bye. It only seems very fucking fitting that Kansas City somehow, some way lands at the number 1 seed, right?
Sound like a hater. Sound like a hater.
Bro, I can't. I don't want to be a hater, but I just hate how much we pump up Patrick Mahomes. Like, there's so many flaws there that he gets away with. I mean, even looking at yesterday's game, there was, just from what I saw, there was 3 picks. There was two picks, especially one in the end zone that hit. I forgot the cornerback's name. Hit him right in the fucking chest. It was on the right side of the field. Mahomes rolls to the right, slings the rock, and it hits Fuller. I think it was Fuller. Hits him right in the fucking chest, bro. It shuts that drive down, takes away those 3 points because they end up kicking the field goal. And Denver's probably in a way different situation. I mean, if we're talking, because we're not comparing Kansas City to the Oakland Raiders here. We're not comparing them to the Denver Broncos. We're not comparing them to these teams that we think might upset. No, we're talking about the former Super Bowl champs. We're talking about the former MVP in Patrick Mahomes. We're talking about the guy they said is God's gift to earth. I think it's Aaron Rodgers, but whatever. Patrick, we got to pump the brakes. I get it, but he was also put in an amazing situation with a bunch of talent around him everywhere. So let's fucking relax just a little bit on what's going on in Kansas City. Can Patrick Mahomes get it done? Yeah, but if cornerbacks can catch the fucking ball, I think we have a different outcome. And I think that's why we saw a lot of struggles of this offense early in the season, and we're still kind of seeing it now. So what's going to happen when they play a really good defense? The only problem is there a really good defense in the AFC? Is there outside of New England? Is there a really good defense in the AFC?
You can make an argument for the Colts. The Colts are up there. It's just you don't really have a team that can just shut down Patrick Mahomes like that. And if you can't do that, I mean, every game's gonna be close. And you never know what you're gonna get. Like that offense could be on fire one game and just smack you in the mouth and game's over that quick. So it's how you match up. There's other variables. It's other variables to the game is how you beat Patrick Mahomes in offense. Like other variables, you got to limit their possessions. You got to control the ball on offense. You gotta get the turnovers. When the turnovers are there, you got to capitalize on it. That's the biggest thing.
And he's gonna give you one or two.
He's gonna give you opportunity. Yeah.
He's gonna give you one or two opportunities. If you can capitalize on those one or two, they're gonna lose the game. And I'm saying this now because I want to reiterate this later on in the playoffs because I think this is how it's going to happen. I don't think Kansas City gets to the Super Bowl because of this issue that is currently going on. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to cost them, and they're going to do what they wouldn't do to an Aaron Rodgers or a Tom because they do this to Tom Brady all the time. They're going to find excuses for why it wasn't his fault. Whenever he was the one that still gave these opportunities to a defense to turn the ball over. And I think it's going to come back and bite them in the ass, especially against a team like Tennessee. I don't want to jump on the Tennessee hype train, but it's incredible what Verbal's done with that fucking team. That defense, I mean, it's basically
that's my pick.
Dallas defense. They completely turned that fucking thing around. They went from giving up the most passing yards in the league to, being damn near top 5. That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like Dallas, literally. We didn't expect the defense to carry this team, and look what Tennessee's doing right now. Yeah. It's hard to argue that that's not the favorite out of the AFC.
Yeah, and that's my pick in the AFC, 100%.
Outside of the Patriots, Tennessee's got the best defense. Excuse me, I think. And let's talk about. Let's go here to the Bills. I like the Bills. I'm a Bills guy. I've liked them for a long time, especially because of Tyrod Taylor. That was my dude, but the Bills can't run the fucking ball. It blows my mind how quick they give up on running the ball. They'll be in the red zone. They'll be at the 5-yard line, and they'll fucking sling the rock 4 times. They'll go for it on 4th down and still throw it. And their best runner is Josh Allen. JB, there's no fucking way you're going to get to the Super Bowl by your best runner being your fucking quarterback. No, absolutely no way. Should he utilize his legs? Yeah, definitely. But he can't be your best runner. He can't.
Yeah.
The conversation last year, Borba, was when they went to Kansas City and just got their fucking asses wiped. It was because Josh Allen was the only runner, and they threw about 60 times. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they can't run the ball. So you would think that they had top 5 defense. They had one of the best. They had the most explosive offense. Stephon Diggs was among the elite of the elite. He was in the conversation with Devontae Adams and DeAndre Hopkins. That was the conversation he was in. But their only issue is they couldn't run the fucking ball. And guess what they did, Borba? Guess what they did? Or guess what they didn't do? They didn't fix the fucking running game. They didn't fix the one problem that they had. How does that even make sense? How are you going to get over the hump when you don't fix the current issue? And let me remind you, JB, Najee Harris somehow, some way landed in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why wouldn't you make a move for an explosive back that is football ready? He's probably the most football ready that we've seen in running back since Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. And that's
5 or 6 years. Why?
Yeah. Especially with that type of weather in Buffalo. He would have fit in perfect.
That's what doesn't make sense. And I get it. They went out and drafted Josh Allen because of that specific reason, because he played in Wyoming. He was used to swinging the rock in cold weather, with the wind blowing, with it raining, with the clouds. Josh Allen was the perfect fit for Buffalo. Get it. Cool. Nice. You still got to be able to run the fucking ball.
You can't put that much pressure on Josh Allen. You can't put everything on him. And that's what they're kind of doing. They're relying too much on Josh Allen, his arm, his running mobility, and all that kind of stuff. Like last week, I don't know if you're watching the game. I was kind of watching all the games, and they were up, I think, 15-3 or 15-2, some weird score. And he threw 3 interceptions on 3 possessions in a row. Atlanta gets right back in the game. They take the lead. They have no running game. They're they're using Josh Allen the same way they used Cam Newton, on his MVP year. They kind of run that same type of offense because they had that offensive coordinator that was with Cam Newton when Cam Newton started his career. So they kind of run that type of offense a little bit with Josh Allen. And Josh Allen's getting hit like in the chest, like he's getting up all hyped. Like, yeah, you want to see a quarterback do that, but you don't want, like, it's cool to see your quarterback, hype, but you can't take those hits. Like, it's going to catch up to you, and you're going to have a bigger problem of just not being able to run the ball. Like, they already put too much. Josh Allen's like, he's kind of like in that category. Like, yeah, you can let him throw, but he's going to make a few mistakes, and that's what he does. Like, that's just the kind of quarterback he's going to turn out to be. I think not like a perfect type of passer. Like, you're going to be slinging the ball everywhere. Like, he's going to make risky throws. He's one of those quarterbacks. Like, when you got a strong arm quarterback, you think you can make every throw. So that's when you get into trouble at certain moments. He had a pick in the red zone, another pick. I don't know. Like, it's just too much pressure on a quarterback like that.
Yeah, I
can't put everything on him.
And it's not only that, but it's the offensive line as well. Like,
yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and it's all affected by the running game, but you already knew the problem, and yet we somehow, some way didn't fix it up.
I think, yeah, 100%. You have to fix it this offseason, no matter what happens.
If Buffalo wins, they play the Jets. If they win, they win the division. But twist, if the Patriots win against Miami, which I'm assuming they're more likely are, right? And Buffalo loses, which is, we saw what the Jets did last week. They got Antonio Brown to walk out the field, take off his clothes. He's too sexy for his shirt. I don't know. Did you watch the interview on the Full Sim podcast?
I didn't get to watch it, like how he was hating on Tom Brady and stuff like that.
I honestly,
I don't know.
I was hoping you said that because I feel like that's kind of blown out of proportion. I think it was definitely twisted because what he was saying was, like, I don't think he was shitting on Tom Brady directly. Like, I don't think he was saying Tom Brady's ass. That's not the way I took it. Like, because he said everybody puts, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said everybody puts Tom Brady on a pedestal, but he can't do it without a team. But I feel like if they would have asked them that about anybody, I think if they would have been like, well, Aaron Rodgers can, I think he would have been like, no, he fucking can't. He has Devontae Adams. Probably the best, or one or two, right? He's number one or number two as the best wide receiver in the league right now.
Yeah. Along
with a solid fucking defense with an all-pro DB. They basically got an island with Jair Alexander over there. So I think he would have said the same thing, but I think the way it came out so blunt that it kind of caught them like, whoa, what the fuck? Are we throwing a jab at Brady here? Like, are we throwing a jab at the GOAT? Are we throwing a jab at the guy that gave you an opportunity, a guy that gave you a house to live at? And then I don't know. Antonio Brown's different, bro. That feels different.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. I don't understand it. Yeah. It's kind of his personality. Like, he has some mental issues, but he's different. He's not going to shut up. Like, he's just going to do his thing.
If he's available and we need him, I'm cool with getting him.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. Shoot, if we were in the playoffs, I would screw it. Might as well.
Like, he could have gotten claimed. He went unclaimed, and from what
so he can get signed from anyone.
But from my understanding is because if he doesn't get signed after today, the season's over. So if anybody signs him after today, he wouldn't be able to play in the playoffs. He would have to play. He'd have to wait until next year. That was a tweet.
Oh, no way.
So if Dallas would have claimed him with Michael Gallup tearing his ACL coming out, I wouldn't have been mad. Like, we're talking about Antonio Brown's not sorry. Like, I get that Tom Brady probably vouched for him to get there at Tampa Bay. But this isn't a $2 million wide receiver here.
Yeah.
Like, if you get all that noise out, all the craziness, all that crazy, all those demons that are floating around in his head, if he doesn't have that, he's right there with Devontae Adams, maybe even better, honestly. Antonio Brown is among the most elite wide receivers that we've seen in football. And he was he was like a 5th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
guy's a fucking stud. I wouldn't have been upset if Dallas got him. I would not have been upset. And that's probably not. I mean, I'm sure people feel a different way, but at the end of the day, I'm a guy that if you perform for me, it is what it is. We deal with it in the off season. But all right, JB, let's talk something else here. Let's see what we got. Hey, who's your MVP?
MVP. Oh man.
Say it.
Cooper Kupp.
Say it's daddy.
It's Cooper Kupp, man. Cooper Kupp.
Say it's daddy.
No. I don't want it to be. Like, Aaron Rodgers he doesn't even have 4,000 yards passing. Like, come on. You got the best wide receiver in football. You got one of the most dominant running games. You still got a good offensive line. It doesn't matter who the heck's hurt, apparently. Like, doesn't matter. You got a good defense. Like, no. I'm not giving it to Aaron Rodgers this year. Give it to freaking Jonathan Taylor. Give it to Tom Brady. Give it to Cooper Kupp. Not Aaron Rodgers.
There's a little bit of salt.
I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough out of Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, the only reason, like the reason I would give it to Aaron Rodgers is because, I mean, I agree with you. He does have fucking top receiver in the league. That helps. But also how much of that is created because of Aaron Rodgers. But also how much of that is being bailed out because of Devontae Adams. So I mean, I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy.
Honestly, so all of his receivers are just solid. Lazard's solid.
Yeah, but fucking relax. Those guys don't have names without Aaron Rodgers. Fucking chill.
No, but still. Come on, you're throwing to a 6'5" guy.
I don't like that. I don't like that take though, because
Lazard's like a Vincent Jackson, R.I.P. But he's like a Vincent Jackson type of wide receiver, and like
Vincent
that is Scantling.
That's disrespectful to Vincent Jackson. No disrespect to MVS, but come on, bro.
I'm not comparing. I don't. No.
Dog, they probably don't even have to put their hands up because the fucking ball is gonna just lock up in the.
Yeah, but I mean, what is? I mean, I feel like Packers have always produced wide receivers. Like that's what they do. You know, back in the 80s, 90s.
Fucking Rodgers, Borba.
Even
what are you talking about?
Even before that, they've always produced wide receivers.
Because
like
they had Brett fucking Favre, Borba. What are we talking about?
Who cares? Like they're still like that. Those wide receivers can play for anyone. They'll be like one or two.
The Patriots.
No. They'll be the one or two. Like
what happened to Wes Welker? What happened to Danny Edelman? Retirement?
Julian Edelman?
Yeah, what happened?
You said Danny Edelman, Danny Amendola, and Julian Edelman. I mean, Danny Amendola only had he was just there for a few playoff runs. Like that's it. He wasn't that type of receiver. Like, come on, you're comparing and Danny Amendola to Alan Lazard and crap, dude. Like those guys are red zone threats. Like Lazard's like a steal. Like that guy can be a number 2 for a lot of teams in the NFL. Like you got to give him like. Packers know how to get wide receivers. Like I don't think just because Aaron Rodgers makes them look good and things like that, they know how to get receivers. They always have. They even with Favre, like they've had receivers, dude. You see it.
No, I get, bro. I get you. I get what you're saying, but do you think they're not gonna have those same opportunities that they do in Green Bay? You think Baker Mayfield's gonna fucking throw one right in the chest?
I hope so. I hope he's playing in Green Bay next year.
You think we're having? I wouldn't mind it. No, but seriously, you think we're having the same
not at all
about Alan Lazard if he's not with the Green Bay Packers? Probably not. Come on.
I know, but come on now.
That's fine. That's salt. I get it. Salt.
No.
Drop it on him. I get it. But hey, I'll agree with you, Jonathan Taylor. Let's give it to him. Let's give it to Jonathan.
Give it
Taylor.
to somebody.
Assuming they get in the dance, because they still got to win today. They play Jacksonville. We're not really talking about a lot of these games because
I mean they literally the only way they get kicked out right is if the Raiders and Chargers tie plus Jacksonville gets the win. That's the only way they don't get in, which is it's crazy. But
if Jonathan Taylor runs for 150 today, MVP, give it to him. I don't care if it's on Jacksonville. It's a game to get into
Man,
the
I
playoffs.
don't know. That's I don't know, man. It's kind of disrespectful, dude. Because the last running back to get it was Adrian Peterson, who's 9 yards short of the record. Like, I don't know. I think you got to have a season like that, and you got an extra game to do it, and you didn't hit 2,000. Like, you got to at least hit 2,000 yards to be.
Yeah, but JB, let's think about this. What are the Colts without Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, I know, but I know. That's what makes me upset the most about it. MVP, the most valuable player. Who's the most valuable team player to their team for their success this year? Like, yeah, Jonathan Taylor's up there 100%. But
Yeah, but I mean,
it
that's
just
not the
never.
only
It seems to
factor.
never go
That's
that
not the
way.
only-
It just,
That's not the only. I think the reason you would one up Jonathan Taylor is because obviously if you lose your quarterback, you're kind of done. You know, if you lose your quarterback, you're kind of done because more than likely your backup isn't going to be able to perform. There's a reason he is a fucking backup. And I think with Jonathan Taylor, it's like he doesn't have control of the game unless they give him the ball. He doesn't start the game with the ball in his hand. It's given to him. So for him to be able to create the opportunities that he has and given this team as much success as it has, I mean, it's hard to not want to give it to him. You know, that's the only that would be my only pushback towards Aaron Rodgers. That and the fact that, you know, he does have, I mean, he's got some fucking dogs on offense. I mean, like Aaron Jones is he's no punk, you know what I mean?
like Aaron Jones is like a top 8 running back, top 7 running back. Like he's literally
Michael Parsons,
offensive player of the year.
Defensive.
Oh, rookie of the year, defensive. Defensive player of the year.
Yeah. Micah,
No,
the
not
guy
Micah
you said would
Parsons.
have 0 sacks.
No, he'll be defensive rookie of the year. It's hard to say, dude. I'd honestly just give it to Aaron Donald again. Honestly, like he's the only guy that I don't know.
Trayvon Diggs.
No, you can't. 1,000,000,000,000% no. No, I would put Parsons definitely over Diggs. Like Diggs is, he's a ball hawk, but when you give up the most yards and like that's no, you can't do that. You're not allowed.
Hey, that argument, how bullshit is that argument, huh?
Like what?
Have you seen Cowboy fans just dropping facts on everybody? Kapa, fact here.
No, I don't follow Cowboys pages.
Compare the stats with the most elite cornerback in the league, Jalen Ramsey. Kapa, same shit.
Yeah.
Hey, JB.
What, yards given up?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not from this year, but from whenever Jalen Ramsey had his like stout ass year, he gave up like 800 something yards. He was among one of the most DBs that gave up the most, but he also had the biggest turnover rate. Another stat that I saw was Jamar Chase leads the league among drop passes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But people have him like in the top 5 conversation. He leads. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. I get it.
I don't know.
Do we need to chill on the comparisons with like a Darrelle Revis or like a primetime Deion Sanders? Yes. We should probably pump the brakes. Yeah, but
pump the brakes.
These are the hate. You guys are the ones that are putting Trayvon Diggs on the platform. I think Cowboy fans know what we got. We got a guy that can create a turnover and change the outcome of a game. That's the difference here. He can change the outcome of a game, good or bad.
Yeah.
But that's what comes with the territory. But I would rather have someone that can change the game for me than someone that is just another body. For example, Byron Jones. We had him for 4 or 5 years. Probably had like 2 interceptions with the Cowboys. But he wouldn't give up that many yards. They probably wouldn't throw to him to his side so much every game. But nah, throw it my way. Give me a chance to turn the game around. And that's the mentality that Trayvon Diggs has. And I love it. Is he too aggressive sometimes? Sure, probably. But that comes with the territory. And I'm here for it. Because here in the playoffs, Cheat said, how's Renee's rant going to go if the Cowboys lose first in the playoffs? I am going to lose my shit because of my expectations. my expectations weren't necessarily a Super Bowl.
It's gonna be one and done, dude. It's gonna be
not
one
a
and done.
Hey, what's
It's
a one and done? One and done is they win one and then they lose the next one.
No, like you have one playoff game and you're done after that.
And you're done. That's it.
You're done. There's no one and then go to the next one. It's not one and then another one and done.
Dallas don't lose. Dallas don't lose in the first round, baby. Come on. Come on. They don't lose. They're not going to lose in the first round.
The only way you guys aren't losing in the first round is if you're playing the Eagles.
Let's talk. Oh,
that's a guaranteed win. That's a guaranteed win. That's a guaranteed win. I'm giving you guys a win.
It would.
Yeah, I'm giving you guys a win.
How did the Eagles even get in the playoffs? That's how much of a fuckery this NFL season has been. How did they even get in the playoffs?
But team that's rebuilding made the playoffs.
Don't shit on the NFC East because we have 2 teams in the playoffs, you fucks.
I don't know. It's just the rest of the NFC.
When we start talking about worst divisions in football, the NFC least. Hey, motherfuckers, we have 2. How many you got, Borba?
1.
Case closed. This is what this is what I do want to say though. These are the excuses that you and every hater are going to use. Okay, it's right now. Now we got the energy. Right now it's one and done. Cowboys are one and done. Cowboys gonna one playoff game and then they're gonna be out. One and done. And then when they win next, when they win, which is more
against the Eagles,
it's gonna be more likely to be Arizona. More than likely, Arizona. Assuming the Rams win. I mean, I don't think Dallas moves up to the second seed because there's a lot of shit that has to happen.
So you guys play Arizona first round.
Gotta lose. Rams gotta lose.
So you pretty much play Arizona first round.
It's more than likely Arizona. Dallas is not gonna lose. And then when they don't lose, okay, here's the excuse. Here we go.
Yeah, it's kind of an embarrassing loss if you lose to Arizona again.
Hey. See, here we go. There we go already. Here we go. Arizona's not good. Blah, blah, blah. This already started. So once you beat Arizona.
It's kind of embarrassing to lose to him twice, though.
Hey, here we go.
Is that DeAndre Hopkins?
You're already building it. There you go. You're already starting.
I'm just saying it is. You got to think it's kind of crazy.
Are we one and done or not? Are we one and done or not?
I don't know.
Come on, Mr. Cowboy hater. Are we one and done or not?
I don't know.
Are we one and done or not?
It's too hard to call. That game's up in the air.
You're contradicting yourself because you know what's going to happen.
That game's up in the air.
When Dallas wins, everybody's going to do exactly what you just did. Well, of course they won. They should have won. They didn't.
They should.
They didn't have DeAndre.
They should win that game.
Yeah, it has everybody that is hosting a home game should win. Right? You should have made the playoffs, but you didn't. Okay? We're not one. There's no excuses here. No excuse. If Dallas loses in the first round,
why'd you throw that in there? You didn't have to throw that in there like that.
I'm throwing facts out here. Okay? If Dallas loses in the first round, JB, I will have the same energy that I am having now, but I will direct it to the guy that potentially could be Kirk Cousins without my glasses. Like maybe when I see Dakota Prescott,
he's never been better than Kirk Cousins. That's the thing.
I mean, but he has, right?
No,
we're talking about. We're not going to get in this fucking conversation because
if he doesn't play 2 disabled third stringers for the back 2 years
since 2012, Borba.
Who cares?
He's not getting any better. He's not.
No, he. I don't care.
Irrelevant.
No. That's a different conversation. It's a different conversation.
Okay, different conversation for a day that we have. We want to waste our lives. We'll talk about Kirk Cousins when we want to waste our lives a little bit more. Listen to me. You're already starting with the excuses. Already putting an asterisk on that win in the wild card. Okay, and then when we win the second one, what's going to be the excuse?
You're not winning a second one. You're 1 million. I'll bet that. I bet that right now. You guys aren't winning your second playoff game. I'll bet that right now.
I'll allow. All right, if double or nothing here. If Dallas makes it out of the second round, that fucking head is shaven, son.
All right.
For real.
I'll shave my head if Dallas makes the NFC Championship. That's NFC Championship then.
On the show.
Okay. NFC Championship.
Divisional
second round. Second
If
round.
Dallas makes it-
I
if
said
Dallas
if
makes it-
no. I said if they win their second round game. There's no
Yeah.
way. There's no way. Their second round game.
What's
So
gonna be
after
next
they
season?
play the Cardinals,
And then there's
after they
gonna be
play the
another
Cardinals and beat them.
The excuse
No.
is gonna be, oh, Tampa, Antonio Brown's not there.
No,
Good
who
one's-
cares?
Good one's hurt.
No, who cares?
Goodwin's hurt.
Who cares?
Bakhtiari
cares?
only played one game. I mean, he's
Who
been hurt
cares?
all season. Joe,
Who
you
cares?
was out all season. We're like,
Who
excuses
cares?
are gonna be coming. And then
No.
this is
No
gonna be my
excuses.
favorite one. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one from all the haters. This is my favorite. This is my favorite one right here. My favorite one. My favorite one. Well, there's two. There's one. They haven't played anybody good. We've played, I think, 4 playoff teams, and I think the only team that's played more than 4 is the Buccaneers and the Titans. I think so. Whenever we start pointing fingers, ain't nobody else played anybody either. Ain't nobody else beat teams with winning records either. But here's my favorite one. Whenever Dallas wins, they go, bet they won't win the next one. Bet they won't win the next one.
You guys are not winning the next one. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, bet they won't win the next one. JB, it's 11 o'clock. The games are about to start, so let's get on those TVs and watch some games.
Go Vikings, baby!
Let's check the rant. Check out the rant tomorrow.
Let's go.
Hopefully, I don't have to work so I can rant and spill the beans. But guys, don't use the refs as excuses, Renee. I haven't. I don't.
Yeah, no
But hey.
excuses. No ref excuses. I'm tired of
Yeah.
it. Every team has awful officiating. Like, it's just come down to that. That's how bad it is. Every single team. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're the Packers, if you're the Bucks, if you're Tom Brady, if you're Tom Brady's brother, if you're Tom Brady's sister, if you're Tom Brady's mother, you're getting reffed, you're getting screwed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're getting screwed over somehow, some way.
The only people that are allowed to bitch about reffing are the New Orleans Saints 2 or 3 years ago when that pass interference call was not fucking called, because that was the most. I mean, that the world saw it. The world knew it. We threw the flags.
They
All of a
deserve
sudden,
it.
we had flags in our pockets and we're throwing it at our TVs.
They deserve it.
Some way, the officiating crew couldn't figure out that way.
Karma.
But JB,
It's karma.
it's 11 o'clock. Let's go watch some games. There's going to be a hell of a show next week for the motherfucking playoffs. Super playoff weekend we got ahead of us,
Yeah.
JB. Appreciate
All right.
Sassy Tacos. Remember, go check them out across the street from Papa John's. Also, shout out to
Facebook.
Tate Brand.
Follow him on Facebook. The Sassy Taco. Follow him.
Yep. And don't forget to check out Tate Branch. Call them at 575-755-2279 for your next vehicle purchase. They are rocking with us hard, and we are rocking with the motherfucking Cowboys. This is a Cowboy show as of today because officially the Vikings are not in the playoffs. A Cowboy show. Be ready to go next week when the Dallas Cowboys.
A Cowboy show for 1 week. A Cowboy show for 1 week.
I'll see you.
Maybe
I'll see you
two.
next-
Maybe two.
See you next week. Clip it. Clip it. Have a good day. I didn't end it. TJ Watt gonna break the record without playing 2 games. Probably. Anyways, appreciate you guys joining us. Show love. Cowboys next week. The rants are coming. The rants are coming heavy. The rants are going to be beautiful when this team comes and puts the stomping on whoever's coming over to Arlington, Texas, baby.